Marilyn Monroe, the iconic Hollywood starlet, has always been surrounded by mystery, glamour, and intrigue. One of the greatest mysteries about her life, however, isn't about her fame or love affairs, it's about her father. For decades, fans have speculated about the identity of Marilyn's biological father, as she herself never knew him. But recent evidence has shed light on the man who may have fathered the world's most famous blonde. Let's uncover the story of this elusive figure and how he was finally identified. Born as Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1, 1926, Marilyn Monroe's childhood was far from the glittering life she would later live. Her mother, Gladys Pearl Baker, worked as a film cutter at a Hollywood studio, but due to mental health issues, she was unable to care for her daughter. As a result, Marilyn spent most of her early life in foster homes and orphanages, always yearning for the father she never knew. Throughout her life, Marilyn had different surnames, Baker, Mortensen, and Monroe, reflecting her mother's changing circumstances. But the identity of her real father remained a mystery, and Gladys rarely spoke about him. Many names have been associated with Marilyn Monroe's father over the years, but the most likely candidate is Charles Stanley Gifford. Gifford was a co-worker of Gladys at the film studio and had a brief romantic relationship with her before Marilyn was born. For many years, this was just speculation, as no solid evidence linked Gifford to Marilyn beyond whispers and rumors. Gladys, known for being secretive, never confirmed his identity, and Marilyn was left with little information. For years, fans, biographers, and even Marilyn herself were left wondering about her father. However, in 2022, a DNA test provided the answer that had eluded the world for decades. Using DNA from Marilyn's hair, genealogists were able to confirm that Charles Stanley Gifford was, in fact, her biological father. The use of advanced forensic technology allowed researchers to match Marilyn's genetic material with living descendants of Gifford, solidifying his paternity. This breakthrough finally closed the chapter on one of Hollywood's longest-standing mysteries. But who was Charles Stanley Gifford, and why did he never acknowledge his famous daughter? Born in 1898, Charles Stanley Gifford was a Hollywood insider, working as a supervisor at the Consolidated Film Industries where Gladys worked. His relationship with her was brief, and by the time she became pregnant, Gifford had already moved on, marrying another woman. He had no involvement in Marilyn's upbringing, and as far as records show, never made any attempt to contact her. After leaving Hollywood, Gifford led a relatively quiet life, far removed from the fame and fortune that his daughter would later attain. He remarried and had other children, living out his days in California, passing away in 1965. It is unclear if he ever knew that Norma Jean Mortensen, the little girl he abandoned, grew up to become Marilyn Monroe, the world's most famous actress. Marilyn Monroe often spoke of her desire to know her father. In interviews, she would mention a photograph of a man her mother claimed was her father, a man who looked like Clark Gable. She even fantasized that Gable could be her real father, though this was never true. The absence of a father figure in her life undoubtedly had a profound impact on her emotional well-being. Throughout her life, Marilyn struggled with feelings of abandonment and a longing for love and stability, themes that were echoed in many of her relationships. The revelation that Charles Stanley Gifford was Marilyn Monroe's biological father brings closure to one of the great mysteries surrounding the star's life. While Gifford himself remained a shadowy figure, disconnected from Marilyn's story of fame and heartbreak, his identification offers a new lens through which to view the complex and tragic life of the Hollywood legend. Though Marilyn never knew her father, and Gifford never knew her, their connection is a poignant reminder of the unresolved personal struggles that lay beneath her dazzling public persona.